are golden. We are building old garden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. By the time we got to Woodstock, we were half a million strong. And everywhere was a song and a celebration. And I dreamed I saw
VR2 on a special show saluting Casey Kasem.
The amazing Casey Kasem.
I think so.
You know, the authority.
And this song marks time.
What a great song.
Big
Woodstock.
time.
Can you imagine going to Woodstock?
No, I
Neither
could
can
not. I was actually afraid of the whole culture back then because, you know, as a little kid,
Yeah.
to see hippies and to see people protesting war and all of that, it was all just very confusing to me.
Yeah, well, of course, as a kid, sure. This was 1969, Mike, and it was, in fact, the counterculture anthem for
Yep.
1969.
I believe it.
CSNY.
There were other songs, even on this same survey.
Right.
Melanie,
Right.
you know, she was big on the whole war protest scene. Ball of Confusion by The Temptations.
Yeah, that was a good
know?
psychedelic song that did protest all kinds of elements in politics.
Yeah,
Sure.
it sure did. And, you know, that's what was going on. The news gave a lot of artists their material.
I think so. And you know what's better across years, people are always singing about politics. This song was originally written by Joni Mitchell.
I know, and you know, I love her version of it.
I do too. It's simple and it's clean.
Her
And
voice
it was
is
all about the
beautiful.
experience because at that time I believe she was dating Graham Nash. Well, who didn't she date? She dated them all.
I
as
know,
we
you've said that before.
I know.
So does that make her a lady of the evening for musicians?
Well, for CSN&Y, because she's had them all. But
Oh my gosh.
Woodstock was the second only performance of CSN&Y. They only performed, that was the second time they jammed together. Can you
Yeah,
believe that?
I do.
I
do.
think that's just absolutely amazing because you know what? When you get right down to it, you know, before the band formed, Crosby was a member of the Byrds, and Nash was with the Hollies, Mike,
Yeah.
and Stills and Young, they were with Buffalo Springfield.
Wow.
Yeah, so tell me, what do you remember? Do you remember when you first heard this song?
I do, and it was kind of a dark song for me. I know that, you know, it had a lot of meaning in it, but as a kid, the way I perceived war
Yeah.
and the way I perceived artists that spoke of war, you know, my dad used to call them bums. You know, the people that rejected and protested war. You know, we need to defend
Yeah.
our country. But I wasn't there at all because, one, I didn't want to carry a gun and run through the fields. So I was like, end the war, not knowing fully the implications of protesting.
Right,
you know?
of course. Do you remember when you heard the countdown, Casey do
Oh, my
it?
gosh. Yes, I remember he went on, not a diatribe, but he talked a lot about what was happening in the news during this time. And this song, I remember he walked up with giving statistics on the war. And I remember thinking, this is scary. You know, this country, I was afraid to shut my eyes at night thinking that, you know, we were going to be blown up.
Yeah, not me.
But the survey helped. That's where I got my news.
Right.
Believe it or not, it wasn't the full story, but, you know, it kept me
In the know.
in the know. And Casey was the guy.
And from an authority figure as Casey Kasem, I would imagine that it was impactful.
Yes. Yeah, I remember I was in my backyard. We had a picnic table back there, and I was listening to it, and I'm thinking, looking up to the sky, thinking, you know, these airplanes, are they commercial jets, or are they going to drop a bomb? It was just weird.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
So, yeah, before that, we had a
Yes.
great song that was kind of a poppy little thing that has some history, right? Ride, Captain, Ride.
Blues Image, 1970, right?
Yes, and I think you've told story about this band in the past because Jimi Hendrix was a big fan of this band.
Jimmy was a big fan of this band, absolutely. But I also know that they didn't last long, to my recollection. They actually broke up. They had a few songs on the charts, and then they broke up.
Yep.
And the lead singer, what was his name? Mike Panera. He joined Iron Butterfly.
Yeah?
I said that like I was Jewish.
Butterfly? And then he opened up a bakery called Panera's, and he's rich now.
I want you should know. And then Skip, this guy by the name of Skip Conti, who was in the band, Blues Image, went on to be part of Three Dog Night.
Wow.
How cool is that?
A lot of history.
Yeah. You remember Iron Butterfly did Inagata Davida?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
That was one of those songs that was very heavy rock.
Bum, 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 bum. Yeah,
But it used to kind of stop in my tracks when I heard that song. And I just kind of go into like this trance.
Yeah, that's the kind of a song for, for sure.
And
so my question to you was, do you remember when Casey introduced this?
Yes.
You do?
I was listening.
Uh-huh.
I was, you know how I used to have my little earphone thing? I was at a family thing. And I remember sitting in the backyard of my Aunt Gertie. Doesn't everybody have an Aunt Gertie?
I have an Annie M.
And I don't have an Aunt Gertie. Annie M.
Yeah.
And your little dog, do. And I was bored to tears. It was a weekend. I loved my Aunt Gertie. She was the best gift giver in our family. But I remember sitting in the backyard listening to this little transistor, and she came out with this big radio that she gave to me.
Wow.
And this was one of the songs that he announced during that turn on the volume. It had a tone control.
Right.
I was like, wow, I have arrived. Now I have a real radio.
Wow, very cool.
It didn't replace my transistor.
Well, of course it wouldn't.
But my Aunt Gertie gave me a radio so I could listen to him in even more high fidelity.
Well, number 4 on the charts in the U.S. This was Ride Captain Ride was a very good song.
Beautiful. No, Mama Told Me Not to Come was all about my mama. Because my mom used to iron all of our clothes in the garage.
Yeah.
And I remember this song came on while she was ironing. And we were embarrassed. We used to keep it half-mast so our friends wouldn't see my mom ironing our underwear. But this reminds me of, that first survey, reminds me of being in the garage and hanging out and listening to the radio.
Wow. Mama Told Me Not to Come.
Mama
Three
Told Me Not to
Dog
Iron
Night
My
from
Clothes.
1970.
Yeah.
70 pop rock. This is really an amazing song. It's one of my faves. Randy Newman wrote this song, Mike.
Well, he did.
Yeah, Randy Newman wrote this song. He actually wrote it for Eric Burden. This song was all about the L.A. music scene in the late 60s.
And the drug scene.
Yeah, well, the narrator talks about this straight-laced dude who's cigarette smoking, whiskey drinking, and wild parties and stuff. But very good song.
Yeah, I like this song, and
they were my faves.
Well, we know that Chuck Negron was beyond one of your faves.
Yeah,
we need to post that picture on our website again.
We do. We absolutely do.
Oh, it is on the website.
It is?
Yeah, it's on the picture page.
Well, I have to say this. I think that it was probably, I don't recall when Casey Kasem did the top 40 countdown with this in it. I don't remember.
It was the first one.
Yeah, I know it was the first one, but I don't remember it.
You never remembered hearing it beyond that?
No, I did hear it beyond it, but I wasn't available for the first time, and I'm sure that you were.
Oh, yeah, I followed it. It stayed number 1 for 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
And then, it kind of fell off the charts very quickly after that. It made it to, I think, the top 15 songs of the year. But it was only on for 2 weeks as number 1, and it kind of fell off the charts.
I can hear Casey doing it. Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sure you can.
Yeah, and I've actually heard Casey doing it.
So now,
yes,
we are going to get into that funk song I talked about.
Yes, we are.
It's coming up after this, and we'll do a little Casey memory in between now and the next set. So
this is our weekly countdown of the 40 best-selling songs in the nation. We've got 3 debut records in the survey this week and a brand new number 1. We'll hear the latest from the Eagles, Peter Frampton, Helen Reddy, and Barry Manilow. Of the hundreds of singles released every week, these are the 40 most popular songs in America.
Vintage Rock Radio, the universe is listening. VR2.
You're back in the groove on VR2, Vintage Rock Radio. Yeah, we're just playing records.
Oh, suki, suki now. Hey! Come on, baby. Hey there, sugar darlings. Let me tell you something, girl, I've been trying to say now. You look so sweet and you're so dumpling. Come on, give me something, girl, I've been needing for days. Yes, some good loving with plenty hugging. Ooh, you cute little thing, you. Girl, between you and me now, we don't need no company. No other man, no other girl can enter into our world. Not as long as you prove, baby. Oh, come on, make me feel good inside. Come on.
Casey's Coast to Coast to Coast. Wild Mike and Chris on the VR2 show. Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday, yeah, we'll put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday when your head is much lighter. Someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday when the world is much brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna be easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna be easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Someday, yeah, put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday, someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday, we'll be
Casey's Coast to Coast to Coast. American Top 40.
These are the hits ranked by Billboard.
VR2.